Good Monday morning, and Game 5 in the books. World Series now moves back to Houston. You know, it's the third time in Major League Baseball when 5 games have been played in the World Series that the visiting team has won all 5. Will Astros win at home? Well, we'll find out Tuesday when Game 6 is played. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Arnie's Fantasy World of Sports, and we're going to talk baseball, a little football. Tonight, the Steelers play. Any Steeler fans out there? But last night, it was World Series time. It was Game 5. The Nationals, we talked to you, what was it, Thursday? I was talking about maybe a sweep. Well, mark that off of your bucket list of things to do because it isn't happening. 3 in a row. Houston has absolutely done to Washington in 3 games what Washington had done to them in the first 2. And we get ready for Game 5 yesterday morning. Everybody's getting ready and excited. Rah, rah. And around 11:30 yesterday morning, Max Scherzer sends this message to Nats general manager Mike Rizzo. It says, "When I woke up this morning, I was completely locked up." I'm quoting. "It became impossible just to do any menial task whatsoever today. I couldn't get out of bed. I had to just basically fall out of bed. Just couldn't even move my arm. I just knew at that point I was in a really bad spot. I've pitched through so much crap in my career that would be easy to pitch through at this point. This is literally impossible to do anything with. This is just a little thing that turned into a big thing that turned into a giant thing." So with the series knotted at 2 and Washington feeling pretty good because Scherzer was scheduled to pitch Game 5, Scherzer scratched. The Nats go into the game, first pitch 8:07 without their ace. Not Strasburg, not Sanchez, and not a win. It was Joe Ross who kept them in the game for 5 innings. But the Nats only got 4 hits because last night it was truly Garrett Cole's night. And he was on fire, striking out 9, giving up 1 run, just 3 hits. He didn't surrender the first one until Juan Soto, what a playoff, what a World Series he's having, till Juan Soto hit a 7th inning home run off of Garrett Cole. And so it all comes down to this. The Nats will have, arguably, their best pitcher, Steven Strasburg, at Houston, where he won earlier in the series, going in Game 6 against AL Cy Young perennial candidate Justin Verlander. And the pitching, yeah, it could be great. But if Houston hits like they have been hitting, and Washington doesn't hit like they haven't been hitting, Game 6 will be it. Because Washington, all of a sudden, and teams do this, you know, they're hot for a while, they go cold for a while. Unfortunately, the World Series is not the best time to do it. So here we go. What are their chances? George, tell me. Definitely Betsy Ross. They were talking in the chat room this morning about Marion Ross being a better choice for manager of the Cubs. You know, Marion Ross was the mother, Marion Cunningham, on Happy Days. Anyway, talking baseball. Don't count. This is such an intriguing World Series because, you know, you've got, it's sort of the David and Goliath story come to life in a baseball sense. You've got the Goliath here being Houston, the stud pitchers, the great hitters, power, speed, you name it, the perennial favorite. Then you've got the David here, who is, of course, Washington. Think about what they've done. You can't count the Nationals out. Okay, in May, after 50 games of the season, the Nationals are 12 games under 500, 19 and 31. Now, they were 4 outs away from being eliminated in the wild card game at Milwaukee, and they rally against National League relief pitcher of the year, Josh Hader. They were 6 outs from going home in the National League Division Series against Los Angeles. They survived and they advanced. And so, I never count them out. Game 6, up for grabs. I don't even like to predict games like that. Yeah, I mean, Astros are hot, scoring runs like crazy. They've outscored the Nats 19-3 in the 3 games at Nationals Park. A trio of 2-run homers, courtesy of Jordan Alvarez, Carlos Correa, and George Springer. It's, I liken the Nats to Muhammad Ali in the rope-a-dope. You beat them up pretty good, but can you knock them out? We'll see Tuesday night. It ought to be an interesting game, right? Very interesting. Who's going to win? Who's going to score runs? If you get ahead in that game 4-0, it's going to be tough to come back. Houston's going to look at it as a game 7, I think, and they should. They got their ace on the man. Washington's got to look at it as an elimination game because it is. One thing we know, after Wednesday night, early Thursday morning, at the latest, the World Series is over for this year. We then turn our attention to free agency. And guys, what is Garrett Cole doing to his free agency stock? The sky the limit? Sure. And so, that's going to be the prize. He is the prize of the free agent pool. Can't wait to see where he goes. Does he stay in Houston? I think they're crazy not to re-sign him if they can. Does he go to Southern California where he grew up and lived? Does he go to New York where he was a fan of that team as a teenager, a young person? Does a 4th team enter the market we haven't even thought about? I mean, this is going to be a dating game like you've never seen. Jim Lang, look out. The dating game is on. You're going to have suitors and courters coming after Garrett Cole like you've never seen before, I think. I think for years where pitchers weren't signed or salaries were not, extended contracts, you're going to see it with Garrett Cole. You talk about a seller's market. Garrett Cole's the seller, and it's his world. Steelers play tonight. Their playoff lives hinge. They're in a great division, even though they've had a poor season. But they're playing Miami. What will be the final score? 50-0? 49-0? Will Miami show up at all? Kenyon Drake's getting traded. James Conner's healthy. Look for Conner to have a huge game tonight against the Fish. It's going to be one of those days. It's going to be one of those days. I've got a big schedule today, so I'm going to be very abbreviated. I did want to come on and talk to you a little bit. We're going to talk World Series more tomorrow. Getting ready for Game 6. Dig deep, go deep. Hope everybody has a great day today from Arnie's Fantasy World of Sports.